Welcome to the latest episode of Learning with Success, the show for parents of school-aged children, sponsored by Success Tutoring Online. We have several guests joining us today, as the end of the school year is very near, and as parents are busily scrambling to figure out what they're going to do with their kids over the summer. I thought I would bring on a couple of guests that could present several options to parents that they may want to consider for their kids this summer. At Success Tutoring Online, while our emphasis is always on academic progress, we feel that it is important for kids of all ages to go out into the environment, run, climb, jump, and have fun. We encourage kids to spend time with friends and family or experience making new friends while learning new skills and increasing their skill level at fun physical activities. But in addition to all the fun, students should also try to make sure that they don't experience any summer learning loss. They should work on their academic skills in order to be well prepared for the next school year. Today we have Terry Richardson of Generation DCD, Danny Pizzota of Planet Bravo, and Nick Horner of Catalina Island Camps. I'm going to bring them on one at a time so that they will each give us a 5-minute presentation about what it is that they are offering kids and families this year for their summer camps, as well as how parents can contact them or sign up their kids. This is Nick Horner of Catalina Island Camps. Now, Nick let me know that he usually has a staff meeting at this time, so we're going to let him go first so that he can then take off to go handle his staff meeting. So welcome, Nick.
Hi, thanks for having me. I appreciate the flexibility too with letting me go first here. Thank you for that.
No problem. So tell me about Catalina Island Camps and what it is that you offer kids this summer. And remember, we're trying to keep everything down to 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Catalina Island Camps is a residential camp located on Catalina Island, just off the coast of Los Angeles. We have campers as young as current first graders all the way through current 10th graders. They'll come for either 1 or 2 weeks at a time and get to do a lot of different activities, both in and out of the water. We have everything from sailing, snorkeling, paddleboarding, to a high ropes course, a climbing wall, a garden, arts and crafts, all that fun stuff. Our mission statement is Catalina Island Camps develops lifelong skills through fun and unique outdoor experiences in a community that cultivates respect for self, others, and the environment. We really like to focus on the community that we have at camp, the community of respect and care for each other. We have some outcomes that we want to have happen after your campers come to our camp. As a result of attending Catalina Island Camps, campers will develop a positive identity. They'll develop social skills. They'll recognize the value of being a contributing member to a positive community, and appreciation of the natural environment. Kind of everything that we do at our camp, we call ourselves an intentional camp. And by that, I mean everything we do is intended on these outcomes happening. So we do a lot of things that are fun and silly like a summer camp, but underneath all of that, one of those 4 goals will be, happening. Like when we sing a silly song or whatever, you're developing that positive identity because you're being more confident in yourself. You're being a contributing member of a positive community that's all working towards that same goal of having fun together. Living in a cabin with up to 10 other kids and 2 or 3 staff members. You're really working on those social skills every single day. You're learning what it's like to live communally, keeping your space clean because, you want the whole cabin to be clean for the better of the whole group. Really all of these things. And we really pride ourselves on this happening because of our strong staff. We have a lot of experience in hiring, training, and coaching our staff through formal and informal evaluations throughout the summer. But essentially our strong staff team, starting with the training that they get, helps build this community for our campers that allows them to succeed and see real growth in 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy to say, right? Like, how much can an 8-year-old change in 2 weeks? But you stick them in a cabin with 9 of their friends and 2 staff members, and they come home and they're cleaning their room, they're doing the dishes, they're doing all these things because that's what they do at camp. And they've seen the positive results of doing that at camp. So they go home and they do it. And they're more likely to try new things because they're, doing activities that are new to them that might be a little scary, but just outside of that comfort zone is where kids can grow, right? So they might be scared to go snorkeling, but then they get in the water and they see, the bright orange Garibaldi, one of the most common fish in our cove, and they just think it's the coolest thing ever. Then they go home and they're more likely to try that new thing that might scare them a little bit because they have experience doing that at camp. And like you said, Armando, it's a great place. Kids have to be outside, right? They got to run around, they got to play, they got to do all of these things.
Exactly.
And what better place to do that than outside of camp?
Very good. So I'll tell you, that sounds like a lot of fun. So so then basically it's not like they would go there for part of the day and then come home. So they're actually living there the whole time.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So at a week, 1 or 2 weeks at a time, is that the idea?
Correct. We have 8 weeks of summer camp, and they're split between 5 different sessions, either 1 or 2 weeks long.
Oh, very good. So now, how would parents contact you or sign up their kids for one of your camps?
Yeah. So our registration can be done completely online, just on CatalinaIslandCamps.com. There's also contact pages on there with our office phone number and our info email address. But please reach out to any of us. We love talking about camp. We love what we do. So we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, like I said, that sounds like a lot of fun. Boy, kids would love that. And especially parents would love it when they have seen their kids come home and actually clean up their room and do their dishes and things like that.
Yeah.
Boy. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So thank you very much for joining us. And I'll let you take off so you can go do your staff meeting. But again, very much, I want to thank you again very much for joining us today and letting us know about the Catalina Island camps.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Armando.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So next we have Terry Richardson of Generation DCD. So how are you doing, Terry?
I'm great. I just would like to go to Nick's camp. I think I would like to do the 2 week if they'll have me, because I want to go do all those fun things. I think it's fantastic. So that just sounds like an awesome outdoor camp, and I'm super excited that he was on because I didn't know anything about it. And I would
very good.
To tell my students about it because it's awesome. So I'm Terry Richardson, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on. This is my very first podcast ever, so if I'm a little nervous, I'm so sorry about that, but I'm excited to be here. I want to let you know that my dance studio is more than just a dance studio. We do dance, we do art, we teach preschool here, we have tumbling. We have a lot of different things that go here, and it's owned by myself, my daughter, and my mom. So the Generation DCD stands for Dance, Create, Discover, which are the 3 passions that my mother, my daughter, and I like to teach. So it's a family working together, passing on our traditions and the things that we love, and kind of having a family community. So family is super important to us here at the studio, and making sure that when you come in, maybe not knowing anyone, you leave knowing a lot of people, getting to know people, building your tribe, becoming a better human being. All those things are part of what we do. And we do that through dancing, art, tumbling, the musical theater, and all those things. So even though we have classes year round, we take the summertime to take all the kids that are out there that need to be either, I don't want to say that parents need a place to put their kids while they're working, because we always say we're not a babysitting service. When you come to us, you're going to learn something, you're going to have a lot of fun, but when you leave a better artist, a better dancer, and people are always amazed at how much they learn in the 1 week that they're here for our summer camps. We do them, usually we have all shapes and sizes. We have half-day camps from 9 to 1. We have afternoons from 1 to 3. We have full day that you can stretch it out from 9 to 3. We have a 1 day camp, day camp, a 4-day camp, a 5-day camp, and a 3-week camp. So depending on what budget you have and what fits to your schedule, we have every shape and size. So that's really great. My most popular camp is our 1 week half-day camp from 9 to 1. It's a dance and art camp. And what's great about that is you have 4 days of dance, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and on Wednesday, you do all day of art. And we teach you hip hop, jazz, contemporary, lyrical, all those things, ballet. And at the end of the week, we put on a little show for the parents. At the end of every one of our camps, parents can come in and see a little mini show. And again, they're amazed at what they learned in just the 1 week. On the art day, they learn all this art, and then we have an art showing or an art exhibit where again the parents can come in and the children explain, we did a Van Gogh today and this is what we used. We made paper flowers and this is how we made them, and they show the supplies, how they use the supplies, how the process went. So they're not just learning something, they're learning why they do it, how they do it, and what the supplies are that they use to create that art project. So we're very dance and art heavy at our studio, and we equally love them both. My mother teaches the art, my daughter and I teach the dance. So during our art camp, so that 1 week, like I said, all the classes start June 19th. So our summer for us starts June 19th, and it's different weeks of art camp, but again, 9 to 1 for that art camp. Then we have a 1-day only art camp, which is right in the middle of the week on Wednesday. And our campers that are in the full week get to have a few new students add in just on Wednesday, because let's face it, not everyone wants to dance. They might just want to create art. So we want to make sure that if you're just someone that wants to do art, you are coming in and adding art to your week. And on Wednesdays is our art day. So 9 to 1, they get to do art. And that's just a 1-day camp. We have our 4-day workshops where let's just say that you want to come in and focus only on tumbling or only on ballet or only on woodworking. I teach woodworking. What you see behind me is a wall that when we built our studio, I built it with my daughter and my mother and all the children. So this literally was built by kids and the 3 of us. This wall behind me, every piece of wood was cut by somebody under the age of 10 and installed by kids under the age of 10. And it was really great because they learned to cut with saws and sand and do all that stuff. Our woodworking, we only do in the summer, and I'm very hands-on and teaching children skills that they are going to need later in life. So I teach them not to be afraid of a chop saw, that kind of stuff. So that specialty woodworking camp is only 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, from 1 to 3. So some kids might come in the morning from 9 to 1 and then extend their stay from 1 to 3 to do tumbling or just hip hop or just jazz or just woodworking.
So then how is it that how do parents contact you to then sign up for your classes?
You can do it just like we do all the time. You can go to our website, which is generationdcd.com, and you can check out dance or art or all that under any heading. But on one of the pages, it says class schedule. It'll have our entire summer schedule, including all of our camps, and you can sign up right there. You can call me, you can email me. All of our contact information is on our website.
So if parents have, sorry to interrupt you. So if parents have questions about the different camps or the schedule or how to mix it all up the way they'd like, they can just call you and get their questions answered.
Absolutely. One of our biggest camps is our musical theater camp, which is a 3-week camp. And that is pretty full. So not going to lie, that's pretty much full right now. We have like 2 spots left. And if anyone wants to call about ages, our camps range from age 5 to 16. So every camp is a little bit different. Questions are always welcome. And I thank you so much for having me. And I'm excited to hear what Danny has to say now, because I'm just excited for everybody on here. And thank you, Armando, for giving us this venue to talk to people. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we have Danny Pizzotta of Planet Bravo. So how are you doing today, Danny?
I'm great. I'll tell you, I'm actually writing to my wife as I'm watching Terry and Nick beforehand. The camps are awesome. I mean, you touched upon it at the top of the show, but diversifying a child's education, especially during summer when you have many different options, is everything. And so you've got residential, you've got the woods, outdoors, team building, all that stuff. Then you've got the creative aspect with Terry's camp, which, by the way, she mentioned DCD, which I thought was so cool. But the capital letters in GRT is Terry the T and her mom and daughter. Anyway, I don't know. She's not here, but that's what I'm guessing there. I'm always curious about things like that. Our camp is Planet Bravo. We started in 2003. It's technology and entertainment building creation. So everything from coding to animation to professional video editing. of course, with children and technology, they're always consuming these days. They've got their YouTube, they've got Minecraft and Roblox that they're playing. And our whole goal is to turn what they're passionate about into something that's a skill they can use. So with YouTube, it's professional software, that they learn how to edit live and stream. We have podcasting classes during the school year. With Minecraft and Roblox, it's not playing it, it's actually modifying it, coding it, so you make your own versions of it.
Wow.
So in Minecraft world, that's called modding. They modify the game, so they have custom blocks and items and worlds. And then in Roblox, they're actually using professional software called Roblox Studio to make their own Roblox games. So instead of just playing everyone else's work, they create it. And they're 1 week sessions. They run 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Some do come multiple weeks for different topics, but it's one topic, 1 week that you sign up for. And by the end of the week, you've got this creation of which you're proud of. The program started basically because, in school, they get technology class, but maybe 1 hour a week, maybe it's in their own classroom with their teacher. And, all this technology has been emerging that puts professional tools on such a young level. We thought we've got to make this happen in longer duration. So that 30 hours of camp translates to, igniting new passions, new skills in the students. Our courses this summer, we've got everything from Python coding, which is professional programming language. They make text-based games, which are really cool. And that's the real deal. That's what they use at NASA and Microsoft and Google.
Wow.
To code. And believe it or not, a fourth grader can do it. We're rising second graders up to rising ninth graders who attend the camp. The YouTube creation, multiplayer game design, even VR game creation. So you can make virtual reality games at camp.
Wow.
Using Unity software, very professional, but accessible software. We are year round. We've got partnerships with about 40 schools. So what we do there are more of the traditional 1 hour a week, but then we expand on them during the summer for the longer program. We really pride ourselves on being local. We've talked about that before too. We are everywhere from the Valley with a few locations in Los Angeles down to Irvine. We host them through local schools, so they're safe grounds that are secure. We mix in outdoor time. That is a must, that they get a good time both indoors and out. Parents regularly say, we can't believe that my child who won't play a sport is participating in that. So they came for the technology. Yeah. It's our 21st summer. The staff is year round, as I was mentioning with those partnerships. So we're always just so impressed that our staff can do what they do because they are technical teachers by trade. This is their career, so more than half of our summer staff is year round. It's not like they have to, train and learn what the camp is each year. It's a very tight-knit group. And since we've been doing it so long, so many of our campers who, we're part of their community, they're part of ours. They've grown up with the program. They became CITs, that's counselors in training, interns, and then counselors themselves, and even year-round instructors because we've been doing it so long. So go ahead.
So would parents actually contact you so they could sign up for the camps?
Yep, it's planetbravo.com, and enrollments open every year on December 1st. December is one of our heaviest enrollment periods. Because
for the summer?
Believe it or not, it's actually been talked about quite a bit as how funny it is that people are waiting for midnight on December 1st to get the top seats because the class sizes are small. It's 8-to-1 ratios. So they sign up before it fills up in specific courses, and the best deals are also in December, but we still have multiple week and sibling discounts right now. So planetbravo.com, everything's there.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much. So I'll tell you, I've really enjoyed hearing about all these different offers for summer camps. And once again, Danny, thank you very much for joining us. I think the kids probably have a great time when they go there. And all right. And again, like I said, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Well, as mentioned at the beginning of the show, we at Success Tutoring Online think that kids should go out and have fun during the summer. They should extrovert, run, jump, climb, and just plain have fun. However, you don't want your kids to experience what is called summer learning loss. I recently reread an article from Forbes that said a study had been done, and it was found that over the summer, students can lose about 40% of everything they learned during the school year. The article was published in July of 2020. Their main point was that if kids lose on average up to 40% of what they learned during the school year, what will happen to them if the schools close down? This was right in the middle of the COVID shutdown of schools and businesses. We're over all of that now, or at least no longer have any forced closures. But the point about students losing up to 40% of what they learned during the school year is still a valid point. I don't know how they came up with 40%, but if you ask any teacher that works with kids at the beginning of a school year, students often cannot remember what they learned the previous year. Kids that knew their times table or could do math without a problem at the end of the previous school year now no longer can do those same problems at the beginning of the new school year. That's why a lot of teachers spend the first few weeks or even up to a month reviewing the material that was covered the year before. And even though it might be a review of material that was covered previously, a lot of kids still struggle with that. So, how do you avoid the summer backslide or summer learning loss, as it is sometimes called? You avoid it by having your kids work on academic activities during the summer, in addition to fun physical sports or activities. At Success Tutoring Online, students can A, review and gain a better mastery of any subject they found challenging the previous school year. Was math giving them trouble? Well, if they get help a couple of times a week to review the math without the pressure of other classes, other homework, or trying to keep up with the rest of the class, they are much more likely to really learn their math and learn how to use it as a tool, which is the whole point of learning. If your child had difficulty with reading or with writing, summer is the perfect time to work on those skills so that when they start the new school year, they are ready to learn the new material and they won't be lost. Even if a student did not struggle with a particular class or subject, by working on academic topics such as math, reading, and writing a couple of times a week, the student will not experience summer learning loss. Instead, they will be able to keep what they learned fresh in their minds, and again, will be ready to start learning new material in the fall. They would not backslide, but instead would be ready to make real academic progress. So that was B. And C, lastly, students can use the summer to get ahead. Why struggle all school year when a tiny bit of study time during the summer will prepare the student for doing well in the fall? It would be more possible that the student could qualify for honors and AP classes. What makes doing academic activities with us different from other places is that we offer flexible hours. We can make changes or accommodations for family to travel. Plus, we don't have rigid, inflexible programs for students to follow. We individually tailor the academic program for each student specifically for his or her needs and to achieve specific academic goals. Does your child need to review a specific topic or subject? No problem. We can do that. Do you want your child to get a head start on the math class he or she will be doing next year? Or does he or she need to review or prepare for any specific class? Again, we can do that. Do you want your child to go beyond what is normally taught in a regular class during school? Does your child love learning things that no other student in his or her class knows? Again, we can do that. The academic progress program worked out for each student is made for his or her specific needs or requests. And it can be done while also having plenty of time for sporting events, family time, or anything else that kids or families would like to do during the summer. As you can see from the guests we had on our show today, which are only a very small representation of the options that parents have available, summer camps are available for almost any type of activity. Make sure your kids have fun this summer, but don't forget to include learning and academic activities. Done right, this summer, your kids can become healthier and grow stronger physically while also making academic progress. Well, I want to thank each of our guests that joined us today. That was Terry Richardson of Generation DCD, Danny Pizzota of Planet Bravo, and Nick Horner of Catalina Island Camps. They each presented their offerings for summer camp programs and how to sign up. If you haven't already worked out what your kids will be doing this summer, try giving one of them a call. And then give us a call at 818-557-7379 for an academic assessment of your child and to get a tailor-made program specifically for him or her. No one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter program for your child. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, I will add the website and contact details for how to reach each of the guests we had on our show today. I want to thank all of our listeners and all of those watching on YouTube for joining us today. If you like today's show and you haven't already, please subscribe so as not to miss any of our upcoming scheduled interviews. And feel free to share this podcast with anyone you think may find it helpful. Thank you. As mentioned at the beginning of the show, Learning with Success is sponsored by Success Tutoring Online. Our administrative offices are located in Burbank, California, but we provide tutoring or academic advancement to students throughout the United States.